Come on. Okay. How are you all? Fine? Ritika Jain? कभी सुबह आती है कभी शाम को आती है लेकिन है ना. Navneet, how are you? Good. So let's start. Now, if you remember, we were doing chapter number 6. Chapter number 6, students, is what? Come on, tell me. Chapter number 6, we started with functional level strategies. So, last lecture, I was telling you all, we have 3 levels of management. Come on. Corporate level, business level, functional level. This is functional level chapter. Corporate level decides which business to do. Business level decides how to do the business. And functional level is actually concerned with what? Implementation. So the doing, work, executing whatever was decided by people at the corporate and business level is the function of the people at what? Come on, functional level as such. So beta, I was telling you yesterday, if the corporate level says we want to become a world leader, business level managers say we'll achieve cost leadership strategy. Then beta, cost leadership strategy, to achieve that, who will work? The people at functional level. They'll try to reduce cost. They'll try to increase production. They'll try and get economies of large scale production and distribution. They'll avoid wastages. Give people money on the basis of the work they have done, not on the basis of time they are giving to the company, isn't it? So those kind of thinking, students, has to be adopted. Only then students, business level and corporate level, will be able to achieve their, come on, vision and business definition. Today we'll start, students, with the second strategy that will be called as, come on, financial strategies. So functional level mein yesterday we did was marketing strategy. Today beta, financial strategy. Very important. Very important, because this can be a separate question, student, that they'll ask. So kindly pay attention, students. Now, when I say about financial strategies and financial strategy formulation, what do I have at the back of my mind? First thing, any business I want to start, I need finance. So finance is the lifeblood of any business activity, right? Any business activity you do, production, distribution, you're selling goods, you're selling services. First thing is that you need funds, finance. That tells the importance of finance. Now, finance that you should be getting should be optimum, meaning how much you need, you should be able to get, or you should get that much amount of funds only, or you should be raising only that much amount of money. Never ever, student, there should be over capitalization. At the same time, beta, there should not be under capitalization. Why? What is the reason, student, why there should be no over capitalization or under capitalization? The reason is simple. Sukumar wants to start a business. Sukumar, pay attention, beta. This boy wants to start a business and he says, sir, I want 1,000 crore rupees for this business. But beta, he is getting an option to collect from the market 2,000 crore. And he says, might as well take 2,000 crore. Wrong decision. Just because it is money, you take more than what you require. I think it is wrong. Money is never to be kept. Come on, tell me what? idle. But the people who give money now, they start having expectations. What expectations? Okay, Sukumar has taken our funds, he will give us some returns. And Sukumar has only taken money, imagine 1,000 crore extra, and that money is kept it idle in his bank. Strange. Bank may has kept the money in current account. What will the bank give you in return? Zero. Zero interest. Am I right? So, beta, why? Imagine this Ritika has given money, Navanita has given money. They would always feel, if you have taken money, you will give us some returns on that. And your money is kept idle. In fact, I would say a person who goes for overcapitalization is stupid enough to give money to the bank and bank uses that money. Wrong. So please don't ever have a feeling if I'm able to get more amount of money I should collect it. No. How much you can use it, that much amount of money should only be raised. If you raise more than that and if you are not using that money, you already lost the game, students. I always tell my lectures, students, if I have brain, you have brains, you're not supposed to keep it idle. You're supposed to keep your brains active, yeah? Use it. This is the only thing, the more you use, the more it develops, isn't it, Navani? The more you use your brain, beta, the more it develops. Imagine in the class you come and attend lecture and you are busy listening to song or you're busy attending, paying attention somewhere else. You're a fool of the first order in that case, beta. So please be very clear. If I have brain, I should use it. I have money, I'm supposed to use the money. Money cannot remain idle. Money has to be active. So raise as much money as you want. There should be no money that should be raised because money comes at a price. At the same time, but if there is no need for overcapitalization, similarly, there should be no, come on, tell me, undercapitalization. You want 1,000 crore rupees and you're able to get from the market 600 crores. So what will you do? You will not be able to do your business properly, neither will be able to achieve your vision. So first, finance is very important. Adequate amount of finance should be raised to do the business. Now, beta, please understand, if I say it's a full-length question they can ask, what they can ask in this, pay attention. When you are starting a company, especially we're studying about joint stock companies, there we would have 3 levels of management. So in a joint stock company, what are the financial strategy considerations? So first point we say in that is raising of money. Raising of money means to find out, come on, tell me the source of funds. Then beta, when I say source of funds, you collect the money. Then what is needed? You're supposed to prepare financial statements. Be very clear what I'm saying now. Why financial statements? Beta, you are the promoter, you are the director, someone else is the shareholder. So imagine, students, I take money, your money, I may spend the money the way I want. That is wrong. No? There should be accountability. So before spending money, you're supposed to do budgeting. After spending money, your expenditure should be subjected to auditing. So first, raising of money, knowing the source of money, preparing financial statements. Third, beta, why do we raise funds? We raise funds to use the funds. So third point is use of funds. And fourth, students, is knowing the net worth of the business. So please, South End Circle, I repeat, finance, 4 considerations. First, source of funds. Then after collecting money and before spending money, prepare financial statements, that is budgeting and auditing. And then bacha, use the funds in the best possible manner. Obviously, idea is what to know the net worth of your business on a particular day. Okay. Now, please understand, let's talk about how to raise funds. So, financial strategy formulation may first a source of money, that means raising of funds. I'll give you some explanation. Please pay attention, students. So, the explanation goes something like this. But the first thing you need to know, if you're starting a joint stock company, then it's very clear that money you have to raise initially, it's mandatory by issuing, come on, what? Equity shares. So a new company is raised, let us say by Sukumar. Sukumar will have to come out with an equity issue, collects money, conducts business. And these people who give equity capital, you all know they have voting rights. Now a new company will have one option, students, come on, equity shares. Then as the business expands, then you may have other options, student. You can collect money in the form of reserves and surplus, your past undistributed profit. Further, you can get money in the form of what, come on, debentures. Some particular companies can even take loan, they can invite public deposits. So subsequently, if you want money, you can have reserves and surplus, debenture, loans, public deposits. At the same time, you can also make what? Issue of equity share. Now, when I say subsequent, obviously you want money for expansion. So it is said at this point of time, there are companies, student, they feel it is better to do trading on equity. Any idea, beta? Anyone can explain what do you mean by trading on equity? Leverage, we say at times that particular concept. Ritika Jain बोलेगी बेटा? नहीं बोलेगी, मत बोल, कोई बात नहीं. रम्या, हेमंत कुमार, पूजा, ऋषि, पंकुर्ति. Pooja, hi, how are you, beta? Chalo, tell me, what is trading on equity? Arshita, chal bol, very good. Very good, bol diya, abhi bol answer. What is trading on equity? Niyati, Bansali, come on. Navaneet will say, Sukumar, bolo beta. Sukumar, I can't see your face here. क्या light आ रहा है पीछे से? हाँ बेटा बोल. Any idea what is trading on equity? Chalo, no idea. I'll tell. I know this, students. Kindly pay attention. Ritika, sun beta, or please understand. Take this case. Understand properly. In my example, I said Sukumar starts an industry and takes initially 1,000 crore from the people in the form of equity share. 1,000 crore rupees he's got. He's doing excellent business. And with excellent business, he's doing what he's doing as such now. First, he is making good profit. And let us say this year he gave 40% dividend to the equity shareholders. So Ritika, iska matlab bacha, he must have earned profit of 50, 60, 70%. Some amount of money he'll keep in what come on reserves and surplus also. And the remaining amount which is there, he gives it, come on fast for. Bolo kya, kiske liye diya paisa? He gives that particular money in the form of dividend. Please understand. Now, concept samjho. Sukumar. Sukku, I'll say. I have a friend Sukku. Sukku, don't feel bad, but okay, huh? Now, Sukku has 1,000 crore, good profit, 40% dividend, and we all have invested money in his company. We all are very happy because he is giving us 40% dividend. Now, half of the shares Sukumar is having, right? So like Reliance Industries, student, imagine 50% shares or more than that is with Mukesh Ambani. No doubt he's the richest person of our country. अभी रितिका क्या होता है बेटा? Sukumar wants 1,000 crore rupees more for expansion of business. Okay, 1,000 crore rupees more he wants. So one option he has is he says, sir, I can collect 1,000 crore rupees by issuing equity shares. Think properly. Huh? You have to give an answer in all of you. I can get 1,000 crore rupees by issuing equity shares. Fine. He says, sir, equity share mein na, I will get the money. If I'm making profit in the expansion, I will give dividend. If I don't make profit, then I need not pay dividend. Isn't it? Ritika, aisa hota na beta? You don't make profit, you don't pay dividend. So can anyone say like this, the cost of raising equity capital is zero? Navaneet, come on, tell me. You understood my point? 1,000 crore rupees more you want, you issue equity share. Equity share people will buy, you will give them dividend only when you make profit. So if no profit, no dividend. If no profit, no dividend, that means the cost of equity share is zero. Is that the case? Ritika, bol beta. Cost is zero. Anyone else? Come on, fast. Let's discuss this. Now you should know this. Nai, please. Even if you don't have to pay dividend, even if the profit is negligible, cost of equity capital is not zero. Why? Simple. But when you come out with a public issue, Ritika, bacha, you have to issue prospectus. Prospectus involves a cost. Second, you have to give a newspaper advertisement in all the leading newspaper. That advertisement will involve cost. To collect the amount of money. Now, who is this brokerage? Bhagwan, wait, let me see. And who has said brokerage? Now, please don't give wrong answer like Rahul Gandhi in the beginning only. Early in the morning, please. Brokerage is student on buying and selling of shares. This so new issue is coming. Please talk sense. I said prospectus you have to issue. Advertisements you have to give in the leading newspaper. You have to appoint a bank and that bank will become banker to the issue. Please understand that. You know, this all involves a cost. And that will be 4 to 5% of the public issue. That cost is considered to be flotation cost. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Flotation cost. The first thing, equity capital is not free. It is not free of cost. It involves flotation cost. Now, please understand, I was teaching you trading on equity. What is that concept? Our example, Sukumar, 1,000 crore, 40% dividend. Sukumar wants additional capital of 1,000 crore. Now, equity capital is one way of raising finance. Sukumar is very confident. What? So this business, if I start now, here also I'll make 60-70% profit. I can give 40% dividend to equity shares. I can give 50% dividend to equity shares. But bacha, that Marwadi in him or the businessman in him will say, Arey, why? First of all, these new shareholders will come. Equity shares, they'll have voting rights. Please understand. Second, if I make profit, I will have to give them 40%. Why? Same profit is supposed giving us dividend. So my existing shareholders will also get only 40%. And 50% of the shares to Suku is having. And that student businessman in him tells what, don't issue equity share. Rather, collect the money by selling. Chalo, chalo, fast tell me debentures. Why Sukumar debenture? Beta, very easy. Debenture you issue and tell to the people 9%. Meaning what? All the people who buy debenture, you will give them only 9%. Hey, so bacha think, I want money, I can make 50-60% profit. And if I can get that particular requirement of money for 8 to 9% by issuing debenture, imagine all the old people, elderly people who are there, they buy debenture. All Buddha Buddhis are very happy. Why? 9% they are getting return. Second thing, Sukumar would say what? Hare sir, 1,000 crore mein 9% I give. So what is that particular profit remaining I will do? That entire profit he'll give it to what? Come on, the original shareholders. And now Navani, the original shareholder will get 40% dividend. Okay, more than that. More than that. Maybe he gives these people 75% dividend. And imagine 50% shares to Sukku is having. So Sukku will laugh his way to the bank now. And the other shareholders who are there think they'll be very happy. Bye bye, Sukku bhai. Why Sukku bhai? Because first he was giving 40% dividend. Now he's giving 75% dividend. The old elderly people who have bought debenture, they are also happy. Bye bye, Sukku bhai. What bye? Bye is giving a 9% return. So beta, please, initial amount of money, equity. Subsequent amount of money, if you want, please, you can get it in the form of what? Come on, equity capital. But if you have good earning capacity, if you feel your profitability is very good, then don't issue equity. Leverage it out. Don't make issue of equity share and make your equity capital broad based. Don't bring outsiders in the company as co-owners of the company. They get voting rights. They can use that voting right against. Rather do what? Imagine if Sukku is having 50% out of this 1,000 crore and new comes, new shareholder. So Sukku will have of 2,000 crore only what? 25%. Now, so his position becomes weak. He doesn't want his position to become weak. Khatak, debenture. Two advantage. His voting rights are there. He has the majority. He's getting more profit. Existing shareholders are getting more dividend. And bacha debenture holders are also happy because they're getting proper returns. And next part, bacha, be very clear. This is one way of raising funds. But in my first lecture, I said, if you remember, there are some companies, they say, if we want funds, we will always use our, come on, tell me, kya bola tha? We'll always use our own capital. What do you mean by this own capital? Remember I said, students, some time back, there is a company in my country by the name Infosys. Infosys is a zero debt company. Zero debt company implies what? Simple. I want money. I will take the money from people in the form of what? Come on, only equity share. Or if I want money, I'll use my reserves and surplus. Loans I will not take. Some companies are there like Reliant, they say, Arey bhai, kuch bhi chalega. Own capital or loan capital. So, first when you want to raise funds, these points should be there in your mind. Don't just raise funds, students. Equity. Why? Because its cost is zero. Equity, come on, tell me, boys and girls. Cost is zero. Okay, there is some cost involved. Tell me, Sukumar. Cost is involved. Beta. What is that cost called as? Either likha tha kidhar na? Flotation cost. How much is that supposed to be? I told you 4 to 5% of the amount of issue. So nothing is free. There is never a free lunch as such. Always remember, you have to pay for it. And beta, if you pay for it, you have to use that particular money properly. Please understand. The second part is what I was telling you over here. First is raise money. Then beta, use the money. Then financial statement network. I'll explain that all. Then we'll read it. Please pay attention. See, first, so you take a decision on how raising of money is being done. You collect money to do business. अच्छा, and don't take it wrong, students. Ritika, सुनो बेटा ध्यान से, गलत मत लेना. If a businessman is there now, businessman knows business में he has to take risk. So a businessman would never take risk from his own money. You take example of a big businessman, a Marwadi businessman. Marwadi say, "अरे risk है, तो no, I will not use my money. I will take people's." It is very easy to take risk on someone else's funds, and that is why equity capital becomes important. Now, first point was students, raising of money. Raising of money for what? Come on, use of money. Obviously, na beta. I buy equity share of a particular company. I just give you a small example. You know, I bought equity share of a small company. Take this case of a company, Wipro. You heard this company? This is from Bangalore only. Western India Palm Refined Oil. And imagine this person who started as a refined oil trader goes on to build up a software empire. For many years, Azim Premji was the richest person of a country. Then all these Gujarati people came as such. Chalo. Wipro. But Wipro, I remember maybe last year, the company had announced that we will buy back the shares. Buy back the shares means what? All those people who have some shares with them, if you want, we will buy the shares from these people at the rate of rupees 400. Navaneet, listen properly. If you want to make money, these tips will help you. Suku, suno. So, beta, company said we'll buy the shares from the shareholders at the rate of 400 rupees. If you want to give the shares to us. So, I would have student 3 accounts. We have 3 family members over here. Me, my wife, and my son. So, in all these accounts, I had kept some shares. So, that day when he said, "No, 400 rupees we'll buy back," I asked my broker, what is the price in the market? That time, the market price was 315 rupees. Katak. So I said, if a person, that you should know these small things, students. If a person has shares worth 2 lakh rupees or up to 2 lakhs now, the company will buy back the full shares that the shareholder has. So what I did, in all the accounts, I purchased how much? 499 shares, something like that. 499, why? Because 400 rupees may buy back, and bacha 500 to 400 comes to around a marginally lesser amount than 2 lakh of rupees. See, 315 students I bought the shares. I was supposed to give it for buyback. But the day when the buyback was supposed to take place, share price was 410 rupees in the market. So share market, the price became 410. Oh, then who will give for buyback? We did not give. Yesterday, they came with the results. And the results were much more better than the results of TCS and Infosys. Today, the share price became 474 rupees. But in a span of 6 to 8 months, 315 rupees becomes 474. They had given approximately in between, I suppose, 50% dividend also on equity share. You know why? This company uses its funds properly. Use of funds is proper. Take the case of a company like TCS. It's a gold mine. You invest in a company like TCS, students, 1 rupee share is today worth 3,200 rupees. Last year, I think I told you they gave around 7,000% dividend. You feel so happy investing in a company like Infosys. Infosys today, the share price in the market is 1,358. The company says we'll do buyback at 1,750. That means it's just telling the people, share price will go up to 1,750 rupees in the market. Imagine, students. Why? Because they use the funds properly. They reward the shareholders. And I have not come across a single person who will have problems if they invest in a company like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra. These are gold mines here. I'm sorry, some people would say, what, Akshat? Come on time, beta, huh? Welcome. First lecture today you're coming. आता रहता है मारवाड़ी है हाँ टाइम पे आया करो बेटा हाँ मारवाड़ी तो कुछ भी कर सकता है क्या सुनो चलो सुनो सुनो anyway beta please come on time. So I know of people in Bangalore, the people would get offended when I would say Ritika ki gold is a dead investment, third class investment. Akshat may feel bad if he has a shop which sells gold, but then I don't care, you know. Gold dead investment. I remember in Southern Circle or in Malleshwaram, I had said once, okay, whatever gold one lady would wear, she looked the same horrible that she was looking before. Gold doesn't make you look beautiful. Neither, according to me, gold is a good investment. I think sometime back during Diwali, gold prices was 58, 59,000 rupees. Today it is 45,000 rupees. Pagal, madness, na? Only a Bappi Leri would be wearing so much of gold. Akshat barabar hai, or Akshat may be wearing it. Akshat doesn't wear anyway. But imagine, Ritika, if that much money I would have used to buy gold, had I invested in share of TCS, kitna paisa? 1 rupee share is 3,200 rupees. You know, your 10 rupees would have become 32,000. 100 rupees invested will become how much? 3,20,000. 100 rupees. एक मारवाड़ी को उल्टा करेगा ना तो 5 लाख रुपए गिर जाएगा. Akshat, now देखो. And imagine if 5 lakh rupees I would have invested in TCS share, it would be what? 320 crore rupees. 320 crore rupees will not be the national income of Sri Lanka also. So that was a joke. But still 320 lakh rupees. You're getting my point? Big amount, no? Now, why they have such good dividend, buybacks, you know, the capital appreciation is there because they use the funds properly. And imagine Bangalore, if this is one side of the story, then there was this Bevda Vijay Mallya, king of good times, right? What he did, can I say he did not use these funds, but come on, he misused these funds. He got the funds from people for starting what? United Breweries, United Spirits. And where he used the money? He used the money for starting a business by the name Kingfisher Airlines. Pagal. He had no idea of how to do the business. I'm sorry, but why now the team is doing good? RCB, Royal Challenge Bangalore. They won 2 matches. Let's hope they win IPL this year. But RCB team, why? They show off now. You've got funds not to buy this team, Grand Prix team, football team, hockey team. Kya? And then, bacha, I'm being told he used to pay 1 crore rupees or more just to make a calendar. Pagal hai kya? Kisi Marwadi ko pucho. Calendar banayega 1 crore ka. Ritika maregi pakad ke usko. Like, you're mad or what? Bacha, he must be mad to do something like this, na? A person who would have his house. I remember we once went to that place in Goa where he used to stay. Student, from the main door going to the door where he has his house, I think it is 700 to 800 meters. or maybe 1 kilometer students to reach his place, the bungalow. Massive. That was his lifestyle. And what happened today in Lords? I remember we were there for a cricket match. Vijay Mallya came and everyone started abusing him. India ka chor aa gaya. Why? Misused of money. And bacha, imagine there is another person. I'll give the example. See, I said you raise funds to use. He misused the money. Second example, one person is coming back to India. Coincidentally, surname is Modi. Which Modi? Not Narendra Modi. Chalo bolo kaun sa Modi? Nirav Modi. Nirav Modi bacha took 14,000 crore rupees. 14,000 crore kisko bolta hai re? Loan. For what is diamond business? Bloody in a place like Bombay, people have no money to buy vada pav to eat idli. And he had big stores selling diamond jewelry. Pagal hai kya? And he would travel in a Rolls Royce. What nonsense? Is it your money? People's money, na? And I'm sorry, these kind of people, na, they are good eaters at others' house. Money is bank's money. They take the money and they enjoy. And then one day, imagine he comes back to India. They leave him. My God, what laga hai? There's another Gujarati, Mehul Choksi. Mehul Choksi ka naam suna? Gitanjali Jewels. He also went away. Nice profit-making company. Students, he suffered huge losses. There is another Marwadi. He had started a company by the name, come on, Videocon. Who is this person? This person name is V.N. Dhoot. Dhoot bola, bhoot nahi, but ye bhoot ke jaise hi ho gaya. What he did, he took money from bank. He started electricity generation and transmission unit in Brazil, and their people are not giving him the money. What happened, beta? See, you got people's money. You're supposed to use the funds properly. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, V.N. Dhoot, Harshad Mehta, Ketan Pare. You know, these all people are the best example of misuse. And that is why students in our country, most of the banks became bankrupt. People lost their funds. So you misuse the funds. And it's a poor person who has kept money in the bank is a person off. Now I'll give you an actual case. In a case study, if it is come now, how you can do this particular use of funds properly. One example I'll give to you. Pay attention. Please listen. It's very interesting. Well, I'll just put on the AC 1 second. या अक्षत फिर गायब हो गया मारवाड़ी कहाँ चला जाता है हाँ सुनो one example students that I gave in the morning batch also kindly pay attention see everyone should keep compulsorily your videos on students otherwise they'll remove you please keep your videos on Akshat, please. One example of use of funds properly. You know, there is one particular company, students in our country by the name Ambuja Cement. Pay attention. This information you can give student in the case study. So, Ambuja Cement company I'm talking about. Listen properly. Now, to make cement, students, what do you need? One of the raw materials you need is limestone. Next, clay. And you need gypsum. So these are all natural minerals that you will get. Now, we have to crush these minerals. So one raw material additional to this we need is what? Come on. Electricity. So electricity is the most important raw material because we have to crush the limestone. clay, gypsum, make clinker, and then make cement in powder form or just a bit hard form as such with water. Now, Ambuja cement started in Gujarat. Share price was 10 rupees. And bacha, they started the production. That time, the company was able to get good supply of limestone clay gypsum because of the neighboring states. Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan has abundance of these things. So, beta, raw material was available is what they thought, and they started. But in 3 months' time or 5 months' time, they realized what? Limestone clay and gypsum they are getting, but they are not getting proper electricity. If there is no proper electricity, how will they crush these things? How they will make cement? That's a problem. Big problem. Okay. Now listen. Question is, they ask the government, the GIDC authorities, Gujarat Industrial Development. They said, sir, power electricity is a shortage. We will give you electricity for only 8 hours in a day. We'll give you electricity for only 5 days in a week. That's it. The company authority said, we don't want to work for 3 shifts, 24 hours in a day, and 365 days in a year. GIDC said, we don't have that much electricity, we're very sorry. So, beta, Ambuja Cement did what? If you have funds, I said in the beginning now, use these funds properly. So, what the company did, there was a plot adjacent to the factory. They purchased that plot, and in that plot, they started their own captive power plant. So see, this is so good, Navida. They started generating electricity on their own so that they don't have to be dependent on the Gujarat Electricity Board. Wow. So electricity generation they started. Captive power plant they had. So one thing that's thought of it, what? Cost will become less and we'll be able to make good quantity of electricity as per our requirement. Good. So this all thing went on properly for 6 months to 1 year. Then one problem they started encountering, and that was what? For the thermal power, they needed coal as a raw material. Right? Coal chahiye na thermal power mein. Or students, if not coal, you need some other particular thing like petrol, diesel. That getting from Jharkhand was a big issue. So the management was saying transportation cost goes in that. It doesn't come on time. And then students, when we bring that coal, we have to get it in a rail, through railway. So we have to construct railway sidings into our factory. Takes a lot of money. Plus we don't get it the time we want. So the owner of this company, Mr. Seksaria, understand this. Factory was in Gujarat. The person used to stay in Mumbai. Mumbai mein beta, most of us na, and when a person becomes very rich, he feels he should now offer prayers to the God. So bacha, it's a practice amongst most of the people to visit this place, Shirdi. Shirdi, you must have heard, Sai Baba. So bacha, people go to Shirdi on a regular basis. We also go. तो बड़े-बड़े लोग पहले पाप करेंगे फिर शिरडी में जाके धो के आएंगे, right? Now this person must have done something wrong. That is why he became so big. Otherwise students very difficult. No? Through normal way a person becomes so big. Bosses do all nonsense, but they want the junior should not do that. Anyway, same is the case with owners. We'll discuss about this in detail some other time. Now, he was going to Shirdi. From Shirdi, someone told him there is a route from there, he can go directly to Gujarat and he not come to Bombay. So, bacha, from Shirdi when he was going to Gujarat, in between he found okay, there is a route, and in the middle of that particular route, there is another very big temple, Shani temple. शनि भगवान है ना, तो बेटा जिससे बहुत ज्यादा पाप किया होगा वो शनि भगवान के पास भी जाएगा, ऋतिक अबरा बना उनसे भी माफी मांग लेगा। तो ये गए ये लोग। तो बच्चा शनि शिंगनापुर, that place is called as. In the route now, what they realize that distance is quite far. So in a region of 25 to 30 kilometers, you find that there are many sugar mills in that place. So what they do, they take sugar cane, they crush the sugar cane, use that juice for making sugar or good, whatever it is, and then they throw that sugar cane open on the road. As a reason, the sugar cane mills are owned by the political leaders, and political leaders, students, very difficult to tell them to do something. They may tell us what is right and wrong, but they will not follow. Modi will not do what is always right. He will address a rally of lakhs of people and show it's so popular. But if our Navaneet goes out, so it's lockdown time, police wala kya karega? Piche marega jor jor se, है ना? See, he agrees. Now, all that particular students crushed sugar cane in a stretch of 25 to 30 kilometers were lying on the road. It stinks also bad. But the owner of this company said, so much of waste over here, not using it. Sir, not using, people in the village get so upset that they want to dispose it of, they don't know how to dispose it of also. Now this person, owner of Ambuja Cement, started getting an idea in his mind. What idea? I bring coal from Jharkhand, and that coal I use for generating electricity. The sugar cane, crushed sugar cane which is there, which is actually in the form of what? Bagasse. Can I use that? Why not take a chance? And he said, from here, my factory must be just 150 kilometers. So it takes 5 truckload of that particular bagasse, fills, takes it to his factory. When he was taking that now, so people in the village became very happy. Why? Someone is removing the kachra. And imagine this person's intention was what? Use it as a raw material. He takes it there, uses it in his power plant, and it clicks. Tan-tan. Now what? The raw material, student, for generating electricity is what? The bagasse, which as it is thrown outside. So it comes free. Only some transportation cost is to be used. So what happened? Ambuja Cement makes cement. To make cement, they have their own captive power plant. For the captive power plant, student, what they do, they take the crushed sugar cane, use it as a raw material to generate electricity. Imagine what happens, students. For them, the cost of making cement becomes very less. Electricity output was considerable, students. So output also increased. And company's profitability started rising. This is use of funds properly. Wait, the story doesn't end there. I remember I had a share of 10 rupees, Ambuja Cement. And in no time, student, the share price became 1,000. Sala majja. 10 rupees with 1,000 rupees, meaning what, students? My 100 rupees became 10,000. 1,000 rupees became 1 lakh, and in a very small span of time. Then this company did what? Stock split. They said every one share that you have for 10 rupees now, will give you 2 rupees ka 5 shares. Then the share price became 200 rupees. So we had share of 200 rupees. Today morning, students, in fact, when the market ended, this 200 share price had become 300 rupees. So 2 rupees share is worth 300 rupees. You know what? Hey, Salah, 150 times appreciation. Last quarter, student, they gave us a dividend of what, 850%. Hey, beta, Diwali was there, and that day I get a dividend of 850%. Bacha, meaning what? 850% dividend, capital appreciation. This company started getting too much of order for cement. For them, it was very possible. So they say if we send it by, pay attention, if we send it by trucks, then what will happen? Cost will increase. So they started sending it by water transport, ship. Quantity is huge, and with a cost becomes less. And there also what they said, let the ships don't make use of petrol or diesel. Ships should run on biofuel. Oh, biofuel, students, is something that they make from agricultural waste. From that, the ships are running. So, beta, again, the cost becomes less. Wait, there are some particular companies, they would tell, sir, we want cement, but we don't want cement in the powder form. We want cement that you have mixed water in that, made it proper clinker, and you give it to us, we use it in a construction site. That's it. So what they did, they purchased more than 100 trucks. In those truck, students, they had those particular big containers. You must have seen cement trucks on those big containers where water is there, cement you put, and that container keeps on moving. And at the construction site, when they use it, you have that already cement which is in a semi-liquid form. They use it for construction. Result what? Result, bacha, company's performance is improving. Share prices are improving. 850% dividend. Profitability is rising. This is use of money. Don't feel Vijay Mallya did used money. No, he misused money. And beta, always remember one thing. You can fool some people sometimes. You can fool all people sometimes. You cannot fool all people all the time. It's people's money. When you take that money, please ensure that there is what? Come on, fast in me. Use of funds in the best possible manner. There should be no misuse of money. You misuse money, beta, what will happen? Now imagine if Vijay Mallya repays the loan and comes in India and wants to start a business again. Navneet, you'll buy his shares? Ritika will buy. Ritika will buy, beta? I will not buy. None of us should buy. Why? Because people would feel those people who bought shares of Kingfisher Airlines. But a Kingfisher Airline, share price had come to what? 15 paise. 15 paise means what? He did not pay the salary to his air hostess, to the pilots. One of the pilots living in Delhi, there was a big news that he committed suicide. Who can trust these kind of people? No one. He may say politicians are involved, but then why politicians are involved with you? Why politicians were not involved with some other businessmen like Mukesh Ambani? Think they're using the funds. If a person had bought shares of Reliance Industry with a 10 rupees share, today the value is 2,000 rupees. Profit. Company must have given 4 to 5 times insurance bonus shares. Imagine what returns. Reason used. If you had imagined student purchase shares of a company like, say, this company MRF, you heard the name MRF. MRF, what is the full form? Madras Rubber Factory. 10 rupees share is today worth 90,000 rupees. So, pagal ho gaya. Harshita, 10 rupees share, 90,000. Imagine one of my friend. Harshita, beta, listen. One of my friend, his daughter was supposed to get married. So he's asking his daughter, if you want, I'll have a proper celebration, marriage, everything. Or the father says, I will give you 500 shares of MRF. What do you want? Daughter says, no party, no celebration. Give me 500 shares of MRF. That is sufficient. Sala bus ho gaya na. This girl staying in Bangalore leads a very good life. What? You throw a party, you invite people, then people will say, no, the ice cream was very cold. Bloody, you feel like slapping that person. Ice cream will be cold only, na? Uncle will say, no, no, the sugar, no, that sweet dish had lot of sugar in that. तो बुड्ढा उसमें नमक डाल के देगा क्या? You think about it. कितना भी करो, मारवाड़ी लोगों को तो मालूम है ना. People will find fault. Then imagine this girl students. I know she lives in that particular place where the shopping mall is there. Next to that, there's a building. She stays there. Vijay Malekai Mall, hai na? What is that place? I don't know, Suresh. Next to that, there is one good housing complex. She stays there, very happy. Why Papa gave me, sir? क्या बोलता है? UB City, yeah, UB City. My UB City, this girl stays. She has, I think, 2 flats over there. 500 shares Papa gave. Papa is also happy. Why? My daughter is happy. What else do you want? And imagine Papa did the best thing, South Indian. No, no gold. Beta, I'll buy shares. MRF. Now, what? Company has used the funds properly, beta. You feel happy to be a part of such companies where the money is used for. I bought shares, students, of this particular company, Khatak. Imagine which company? Reliance, Ambuja Cement, Wipro, TCS. They are gold mines. But imagine there are some people, they bought shares of what? Come on, Videocon. Mar gaya na. Some people, they bought shares of what? Vijay Mallya, Kingfisher Airline. Mar gaya na. So you are supposed to use funds in the best possible manner. Then, beta, besides that, what are the things you need to consider? Please pay attention over here. When I say use of funds, you are supposed to be very clear about the dividend policy that the company is going to adopt. Dividend policy like what? There are some companies, student, they have a very conservative dividend policy. Conservative dividend policy means they don't believe in giving good dividend. And Ritika, all the Marwadi companies, very, very conservative. और पैसा निकलता ही नहीं है बाहर. I remember I told you all one students, Century Textile capital was 400 crores. याद है? Reserve was 8,800 crore. So much of capital and that much reserve. The company gave 12% dividend. And that also Marwadi felt he is doing a big favor on us. That same year, Mukesh Ambani's father, Dhirubhai Ambani, gave 1:1 bonus share and 75% dividend equity. Well, 175%. I told you all students, Cipla had given dividend of 500%. Ambuja Cement dividend of 850%. TCS dividend of 7,500%. Yesterday, Wipro gave a dividend of 750%. So it can be two policies, liberal or conservative. It all depends. So it's not this is good or that is bad. You know, giving more dividend is good. I'm not saying that. If a company gives more amount of dividend, then students, the possibility is what? You do not have sufficient amount of money with yourself where you can use that money for further expansion. In fact, there is a company in my country, student, by the name MRF. I just now said, no, pay attention. MRF made a joke of itself last month. The share price is 90,000 rupees per share. And they gave a dividend of 3 rupees per share. Imagine. 90,000 का value पे 3 रुपया दिया. तो बच्चा 3 rupees में you cannot buy extra chutney also. Idli to is out of question. Dikshit, beta, don't disturb in between. Not the time to ask question. Okay. क्या करता है पागल? हाँ सुनो. Then, bacha, what are the other things that we need to understand in use of money? Please listen. When imagine I start a business, obviously I need machines. So today there are companies that they decide, sir, we will not buy machines. We will take machines on lease. Matlab, what's simple? Beta, you buy machines spending crores of rupees, and in some time to come, the machines becomes obsolete. Machine becomes obsolete, then bacha, imagine you paid 100 crore rupees to buy machines. 4 years, 5 years, the machine becomes obsolete. You have to throw it as scrap. So you have to take a decision. What decision? No, no, we will not buy machine. We'll take the machines on lease. Simple. Best option. Then you have to make a decision that if you sell goods, what is the credit period you have to give? Why? Important, beta. Because it influences your working capital requirements. Say, Sukumar as a business, he sells goods worth 10 crore every month and he gives a credit of 3 months. So, beta, what it means, 30 crore rupees is blocked at every point of time. And if he wants that particular fund's working capital more money, and what is he doing? For his working capital is taking loan. People will say you're mad. Your money is blocked with other people and you are taking money in the form of loan. Rather do what? Rather do, Arshita bolegi, kya bolegi? Sir, give 1 month credit only now. Why 1 month credit? So that only 10 crore is blocked, remaining 20 crore rupees can be released for your working capital. So beta, these are decisions you have to take for use of funds. Chalo, let's read this. Financial strategy. See, I'll start this. You can better go through it. Please pay attention. What are the issues to be dealt in financial strategy? I said 4 points now. First, acquiring capital. Acquiring capital, that means what? Raising of funds. And that will tell you the source of funds. Okay, beta? Source of funds. Then I said sometime back, money is people's money. People give you money and you as directors use the money. So there has to be some accountability. That is why before spending money, you have to prepare budgets. After spending money, there should be audit. That means there should be financial statements prepared. Then, beta, obviously, management or usage of funds. And last point I said is evaluating the worth of a business or to be putting it properly, knowing the net worth of a business. Now, see, what are the factors to be considered in acquiring capital? Internal or external? New company, equity capital is compulsory. But if it's an ongoing company doing business, then additional capital should be internal or external. See, debt equity ratio, leverage effect. I said trading on equity. If a company has good earning capacity, please remember this. This was asked in the exam. If a company has good earning capacity and it wants additional amount of money, then it should never issue equity share. It should preferably take money in the form of debentures. No. Reason? This amount of money comes at a fixed cost. And if your returns are more than that particular cost, which you can anticipate, always go for this. Okay. But the other option is what? If I feel my new business can give me only 5%, only 5%, and loan will come at 8%, then don't take loan. Then equity cap. Okay? Control. So I said, student, if I take more money in the form of equity capital, I will lose control because the new people will get equity, say voting rights and other considerations. Now this point, students, is financial statements. I said 2 things. Before spending money, I have to prepare a budget. After spending money, I have to audit the accounts. Isn't it? Reason is simple. But it is people's money. And Nirav Modi is using that. It is, imagine, Arshita's parents have bought shares of Kingfisher. And then this girl says, sir, our money, he is enjoying there. He is making calendars. He is in the Grand Prix. He is with the RCB team. He is enjoying. And the value of my share is becoming less. So, beta, you feel cheated, na? And we don't want that any investor should get that feeling of being cheated. Why? when the investors will not come, how will more people be able to raise funds? And better than how country will develop industrially, isn't it? Problem in my country is what, students, be very clear. Many people in the country, everyone has small amount of deposits. That amount of deposit is so small that with that money he cannot start a business on his own. So there is a person, student like Mukesh Ambani, what he does, he collects savings of small people and converts those savings into profitable investments. So whether savings should become profitable investments. Then people will give you money. If people see you what doing, students, spending money with the models, drinking beer, nonsense, they will not give you money tomorrow. See, a financial budget is also a document that shows how funds will be obtained and spent for a specified period of time. So, annual budgets are most common. Budgets are most common. Although the period of time for a budget can range from 1 day more than 10 years. So budgets. There are also different types of financial budgets depending on the organization. Some common type of budgets, cash budget, operating sales budgets. Please, over there, beta, you have to write. I'll tell you one sentence, note it down that, please, over there.
Manoj.
One sentence I'll give students, please note down over there. लिखेंगे सब लोग, you'll write, बेटा. अर्शिता लिखेगी क्या? हाँ, please note down, बेटा. Right? In a joint stock company, capital is contributed by shareholders. But the company is managed by, chalo bolo, company is managed by their representatives. That is board of directors. Board of directors. Full stop. There is a possibility of misuse of funds by the board of directors. Therefore, it is necessary that the management of the company first prepare budget and then spend accordingly. And after spending, every item of expenditure should be subjected to every item of expenditure should be subjected to auditing. Okay, समझ में आया? Hey, bolo beta, understood na? In one of the exam, they had asked one question: what are the limitations of budget? So, beta, be very clear. Let's understand. Budget is what we prepare before spending. Na? Now, imagine when we prepare budget. Now we are sitting in an air-conditioned office. We are devoid of any particular idea of what is happening in the external world. So, practical things may be a bit different. So, the limitations of budget is what first thing. Budget only will give you the direction. Remember, budget is only a tool. It is not an end or a destination in itself. Please remember, bacha. Budget, I can use it for my implementation, but I should not be very rigid about following the budget. Budget is something that is prepared on the paper. Practical side of the story is something different. So budget should not be a constraint in implementation. Sometimes we prepare a budget and we present a very rosy picture, but things are not as rosy as what presented. So we have to take a decision which may be other way around. So always budget there, but you cannot be blind about following that budget. See what it says. Budgets are cumbersome. A budget is a tool and not end in itself. Preparing a budget doesn't mean you've taken a good decision. Please remember, budget is only a particular strategy. Na? Beta, you have to follow it properly, but need not follow it the way it is there because practically things may be different. Over budgeting or under budgeting can cause problem. I said in the beginning of the lecture, over capital, under capitalization. Same sentence. Budgets can hide inefficiency based solely on precedent rather than on periodic evaluation. Meaning what, bacha? When you prepare budget, you have some particular assumptions in your mind. And if those assumptions are wrong, my God, full analysis will be wrong. So better budget, prepare. When you're implementing, do some kind of periodical evaluation. And budgets sometimes are used as instruments of dictatorship that results in frustration, resentment, absence. You know, your mom gives 100 rupees to spend, and then if she's adamant, you have to spend 100 rupees only. Chalta hai kya aisa? Nahi na. At times you may spend, Ritika will spend 150 rupees. So hota hai beta, it happens sometimes like that. At times what happens, you spend only 50 rupees. So 50 rupees remaining with you. Idea is this, students, budgets cannot be used as an instrument of tyranny, dictate that result in frustration, and high turnover. That was, students, first raising funds. Second, I said preparation of financial statements. Third, better usage of funds. Usage of funds, I explained, gave many examples. What do you need to remember, students? There should be use of money, not misuse. Better usage of funds, may please, I request you, note down these things which I've written over here, these examples. Because in the exam, student, marks and case studies may examples matter the most. Write down the example of company like Wipro, TCS, Reliance, Infosys. What they have done, come on, Harshita, they've used money. And what your king of good time has done, come on, tell me, misuse the money, right? Another person misusing the money was what? Come on, tell me. Kya naam hai uska? Nirav Modi. Another example, Mehul Choksi. Another person, VN Dhoot. Videocon. दूसरा ढोकला कौन है? What is HM? Arshad Mehta. KP कौन है? Ketan Parekh. And then write this example, bacha, Ambuja Cement. Ambuja Cement ka please note down this. Ambuja Cement, captive power plant, students. Then I said sugarcane they started using. They are the first company to make use of what? Come on, tell me, biofuel. Yaad hai? For transportation. They purchased their own tankers. And from the cement, they started making clinker. That is use of money. Ambuja Cement case is important, beta, please, huh? It can be a case study. What do you have to do? So you have to do all these kind of things you can write. Electricity generation, they started doing for electricity generation, student, they use the sugar cane, crushed sugar cane, then water transportation, then students, their own tankers, their own trucks, making cement in a ready-made form, they started giving, biofuel they started using, 10 rupees share was 1000 rupees, now 2 rupees share has become 300 rupees, that means it is worth 1500 in a very short span of time. And I'll tell you something, in some time now, this is something inside information, but there is a company in my country by the name ACC. Heard the name? ACC is Associated Cement Company. Very soon ACC will be merged with Ambuja Cement. But the Associated Cement Company is made up of 10 cement companies. And in that Ambuja Cement, if it comes, it will become the biggest cement company of our country, bigger than Ultratech Cement also. Share prices will multiply, both these companies, ACC and Ambuja. Okay, this all bit clear, na? Now see, the last part is this. What are the methods for deciding the net worth of business or methods of evaluating the worth of business? Remember, beta, please now, there was some confusion in the morning lecture. You should not have that confusion. Finance, I said, first thing is what? Raising of money. Second, financial statements. Third, use of funds. And fourth, students, is knowing the net worth of business. I'll give you this in an example form so that thoda idea aa jayega beta. The example goes something like this. Imagine our friend Navaneet. Navaneet says, sir, I've started my business of investing in shares. Great. Now this boy says, I have taken 10 lakh rupees from my parents and I've started buying and selling shares. Good. So bacha, this boy started with a capital of 10 lakh. Suppose he attends the lecture, he comes to know ACC is a good company. Ambuja Cement is good. He comes to know what is that, TCS, Wipro. He bought all these shares. And then after 1 year, he meets me when I come to Bangalore and he tells me, sir, the 10 lakh rupees that I had invested has become 15 lakh of rupees today. That 15 lakh rupees, what it has become is his net worth. You got the point what I'm saying? So net worth means, students, not the money that you have invested, but how much your investment has become today. And please, I was very conservative when I said 10 lakh has become 15 lakhs. There are people, students, whose 10 lakh has become 100 crores, maybe more than 100 crores also. So net worth, how do you come to know? Okay, I put it like this, student, my son, he attends the lectures at times. He listens to me. He is also interested in investing in shares. So he tells, Papa, you had given me that amount of money. I invested in these shares. So he has that money control app. You may be knowing, beta, money control app. There is one app which is there. You also have a smartphone. Only a phone is not smart. You become smarter now. In that, have a money control app and put all the investments. The money control app will tell you what is the net worth of your investments. So, beta, if I've invested, let us say 30 lakh of rupees, and today all the shares, if I have, is worth 50 lakh of rupees, that 50 lakh becomes my net worth. So, please, fourth stage in financial strategy is knowing the net worth of the business. How do we know the net worth of the business? So, first method is the most easiest method. It is called as net asset based or balance sheet method. And all this formula boils down to one thing. The net worth of your business is actually the value of all your assets minus the value of your liabilities. So in case you don't remember this all formula, best way of understanding is assets minus liabilities. First, see the first formula, what it says, fixed assets plus net working capital minus long-term debts. So it's basically assets minus liabilities. Second student, it says profit-based method, capitalization method. Or sometimes they also ask what is the present value of future cash flow method. I'll give an example like this. Please pay attention. Suppose there is a person, he is having his own restaurant. Okay, I'll give you a real example now. A family friend, students, is a Punjabi fellow. He has his restaurant. Restaurant name is Banjara. It's a garden restaurant. You know, he offers liquor, non-veg food, many things as such. Now, Banjara restaurant, very good restaurant, excellent business. His son became a chartered accountant, and son doesn't like going over there serving liquor, taking money and doing all that stuff what his father is doing. Chal theek hai. So son is working in a particular company, father is managing the restaurant, and son is staying separate. Now this person, I know him very well, is a family friend. The other day, it comes and tells me, Girish, I'm tired now. So, uncle, what should I do? He says, I have such a big 3,000 square feet of place, but I don't want to continue with my business. So, immediately his wife said, oh, so you're planning to sell the hotel? He said, no, Bhagyavan, not the hotel. I want to sell the business. The 3,000 square foot of place which is there now, that I don't want to sell. I just want to sell the Banjara name, the place for a person to conduct business. Maybe this place people come because of its name, because of the food that it serves, because of the service that we give. So I want to come out of it. Okay. So now the lady says, now the place is worth 12 crore of rupees. Bola, haan, budhi, 12 crore ka jagah hai. I know that will be for you only. Don't worry, that will be for your son only. But I don't want every day to go there, sit in the morning time, evening time till 12:30, 1 o'clock customers come. I'm getting tired. बस अभी कुंभ में नहाने को जाना है. तो बच्चा अब question क्या है? Very simple. Who will buy this restaurant? So suddenly, student, my neighbor is there, Shetty. Shetty was very happy. Anna, मैं लेगा. बोला ठीक है, आजा. So I arranged for a meeting. So this person, that uncle of mine, students, is telling Girish, I am getting every year profit of 40 lakh rupees from this particular hotel. You know, after paying all the salary, everything. 40 lakh rupees per year is my profit. Fine. So tell this Shetty, 40 lakh rupees into 5, 2 crore rupees he'll give me. I will give him this restaurant, Banjara, the furniture, everything is such. All the people he has to manage, he has to pay the salary. And this place which is there, for that he has to pay me every month 2 lakh rupees in the form of rent. So this is another way, students, of knowing the worth of a business. Beta, be very clear. Isme I've said something very important. I'm not selling the place. I'm selling the business. And my business is net worth today 2 crore rupees. Why? That is my goodwill, I would say. Now imagine if Navaneet is in that particular Shetty's place now. Navaneet can come with the argument ke bhai Buddha, Corona, lockdown. You may be making 40 lakh rupees, but today I will not give you 40 lakh into 5 years. So bola theek hai. I understand this. So Navaneet says, I'll give you not for 5 years, but rather I'll give it for 3 years. So according to Navaneet, the value of the business is 1.2 crore. Fine. That is something that you can bargain and decide. But the valuation is done like this. So when you are selling the business, then bacha, current year's profit into number of years. It all depends upon your bargaining capacity. See, that is what it says, students. Based on the assumption that the worth of business is largely on future benefits its owners may derive through net profit. So if I'm able to make 40 lakh rupees today, if you conduct the business like this, you'll make more than this. So, but I say 40 lakh you will get every year as such. So, what is the formula? Current annual profit multiplied by number of years. It can be 5 years during pandemic, it can be 3 years. Maybe a other person is very conservative. So it's 1 year as such. That depends upon your bargaining capacity. Third is market-based method. Market-based method mein bacha, you have three methods: comparative price, price earning ratio, and outstanding shares method. Please listen, it's very easy. Comparative price. Comparative price, I generally give an example like this. Let us say one of you, Bangalore mein, I feel most of the people have their own bungalows as such, but suppose a person is staying in a particular building and 401 number flat is for sale. So beta 401 flat is 1500 square feet. And a buyer comes, says, I want to buy this flat. The seller wants to sell that flat. And he says the value of the flat is 3 crore of rupees. So beta the neighbor who has a flat 402, he says my flat is exactly the same. So what will be the value of my flat? My flat will also be worth 3 crore. So that's another way of doing the valuation. See this, comparative price. Net worth or selling price of a similar company is considered. You got the point? Similar company. So I have a factory 10,000 square feet. Okay. The 10,000 square feet is divided into 3 floors. So total comes to 30,000 square feet. And there I'm doing some business. And my neighbor is also having the same place. He's doing some other business. But when I'm selling that particular place, my flat, my property is worth 30 crore. The neighbor would fetch how much amount of money from that business? Approximately 30 crore. So that is the way you come to know the net worth. Then price earning. Price earning ratio is what, students? Price earning ratio into average net income for the given number of years. Price earning ratio, should you know? What is the formula? Market price per share upon earning per share. Right now, NPS upon EPS. So multiplied with the average net income for 3 years, 5 years as your bargaining power. Last is outstanding share method or market capitalization method. Please listen. This is interesting. So net worth, take this case. Say there is a company, students, in the country by the name ABC. Its one share value is rupees 50. And 100 shares are offered by the company. Please understand. 100 crore shares, per share value is 50. Harshita wants to buy that particular company. So Harshita gets a feeling what? Okay, this company, all shares if I buy, I'll have to pay how much? Kitna Harshita? 5,000 crore. How come? 100 rupees per share. 100 you multiply with 50, it comes to 5,000. Imagine. Harshita does what? Starts buying the shares from the market at 50 rupees. And then she realizes that she is able to get only 50 crore shares from the market. So beta 50 crore shares she buys at the rate of 50. So she has paid 2,500 crores. She wants the remaining 50 crore also. Remaining 50 crore is with Ritika. Ritika, she tells, Ritika, if you want, give me the shares. I'll buy at the rate of rupees 50. Ritika says, nahi re, I will not sell. Bola, de de. Then Ritika says in some time, if you want to buy now, I'll charge you 100 rupees per share. So, bacha, for Harshita, the price would become what? First, come on. First value of the company was what? In the remaining 2,500 crore for the 50 crore shares. For the remaining 50 crore shares, she'll have to pay at the rate of what? Come on, 100. So that will be another 5,000 crore. So total worth of the company will become how much? 7,500. That is the way valuation is done. Understood? Note down this example, please. Afterwards, you may forget it. Done? Any doubts over here, बेटा बोलो. नियति किधर गई? नियति बेटा समझ में आया ना आपको? पक्का? सुक्कू, understanding ना? Very good. Let's go ahead. So finance will tell me how many points are there, beta? 4 points. First point was what? Come on, raising of money, financial statements, using of money, and last point is students knowing the net worth. Net worth means, students, put it like this: your mom, your dad bought a flat for, let us say, 50 lakh of rupees. Today, that flat is not worth 50 lakh of rupees. It may be worth 75, 80 lakhs. How much it will fetch today will be the net worth from that particular property. So I said, Navaneet invested 10 lakhs. Maybe next year he says, sir, 10 lakh has become 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. That is the net worth. That net worth knowing is very important. Because beta, I need to know, no, I've made some good progress or not. As simple as that. See, the next one we need to study, please pay attention, is production strategy. Let's start. बच्चों सुनो अभी जल्दी जल्दी हो जाएगा अभी. First was what? Come on, tell me. Marketing. Marketing, I said first point, you remember, market segmentation. Finding your target market. After finding your target market, conducting research. Finding out what the customer wants. Then giving him what he wants plus more. I said, JK Shah sir will find out everything that the child expects. Give the student that plus something more. Recorded lectures also. So the child goes from here getting the feeling I've got consumer surplus, value for money. So what JK sir is doing in that process is creating a brand image for his particular product, his company. Now, that when it is done, what is that market positioning? And last point in that I said, student, once you sell the product, make your customer, come on, tell me, a regular customer. You know, once you join for CA Foundation, you come here for CA Enter, for CA Find. Your mom buys one, a Colgate toothpaste, next time she buys Colgate, so she's become a regular customer. One student, you had bought a Sony TV, you buy again for your drawing room also, for your bedroom also, anywhere you want us. Chalo. Now, the third strategy beta we have is production strategy. Listen, now how do we explain this production strategy? First, what is production? Very easy. Production is creation of utilities. Don't give that converting raw material into finished good. No. Making things which has the capacity to satisfy the wants of the customer. You know, giving those goods to the customer where the customer feels, I paid the money and I've got value for money. I wanted a particular product and I buy this, my want is getting satisfied. So production. Now, what are the decisions that are required to be taken in the production strategy? Beta? Two decisions. One is about the production system, and the other decision is about operational planning. Please understand properly. Production system and operational planning, two things. Now, how to understand that what is production system and operational planning? Beta, production system are those decisions which will have a long-term implication. You take these decisions once, and maybe it's effect will be felt for a longer period of time. These decisions are supposed to be one-way decisions, meaning what, you cannot go wrong with these decisions. Going wrong on these decisions would involve loss because there is considerable cost that gets involved. I say production system. So what are these decisions? Imagine. But when you think about production, one decision you'll have to take is where I should have my factory. Can you go wrong in deciding where you should have your factory? In case you've gone wrong, I'm sorry, beta. You're entering just to exit in the market. You have to write over there. Example of Tata Nano. Remember? Tata Nano Bacha had started a plant in Singur. Singur is in West Bengal. Then Mamta Banerjee and Ratan Tata had some particular problems. Then Mamta Madam did not allow him to start the factory over there. But beta, he had his 300 acres of land. He did start this factory. Then Mamta Banerjee asked to move. Ratan Tata was gracious enough, left. 2-3 years, students, the nano car did not come out. And bacha, after that, they had to shift this plant from Singur to Gujarat. And result is what? Shifting cost. The machines which were there in Singur had to be brought in Gujarat. But so much amount of money was wasted. And by the time you were ready with your cars, the competitors had already introduced the cars, small cars. And what were you doing? You were just fighting a legal battle. Wrong, Navita. You cannot go wrong on these decisions. So, first thing I said, where will be your factory? Second, Vida, what is the plan outlay? Plant outlay, when I say, what do I mean? How do I keep the machines in the plant? How much will be my production capacity? Very important, Vida. I have to analyze the demand. What is the demand? How much quantity of goods I'll produce? Imagine in the country there is demand for one nano car in a year, and Ratan Tata was making 20,000 car in a month. My God, sir, how you can go wrong? That one wrong decision that Ratan Tata took, students, Tata Motor as a company had to pay for it. I did tell you, students, share of Tata Motor, which was 480, 500, had come to 60 rupees, 65 rupees at that point. Huge loss. So, beta, where your fact? Plant outlay. Achha, in the production, beta, most important decision, what we'll do is be very clear. Factory is here. Achha, so listen. Factory is here. Then the production which we are doing, will we produce things on our own, or we will outsource the production? Meaning what? Should we manufacture things in our own, or we will get the things made from someone else? All such decisions will be a part of production system. Now, once the system is ready, you have to operate on that system. So, beta, you need to have day-to-day planning. Day-to-day planning means what? Okay, this much production we want. So, for that much production, how many shifts we need to work? How many workers we want? How much electricity we need? How much raw material we wanted? Whether we have proper logistics department. So, the day-to-day working will be looked after by operational planning department. And please, some mistake here and there in the operational planning can be adjusted, but not in this particular case. Take one example. J.K. Shah sir says, I will start a branch in Bangalore. It's like a production system decision, long term. JK Shah sir says I'll start a branch in Coimbatore, Hyderabad. Now, bacha, Bangalore mein branch started, and Bangalore branch, then the working of that branch will be looked after not necessarily by JK sir. There are people, there is Suman madam, there is one maths professor, Dipesh sir, they will look after everything as such. So that will be a part of what come on operational planning. Here I said you may go wrong. Say you have a plan that we'll have 3 shifts. And I was just going through the news. I realized that Bangalore also they are having a curfew. Curfew hai kya? Night curfew, something like that as such. So if that is the case, then I may not be able to have those many number of shifts. That will be a part of what your operational planning. See this. Production system, strategy formulation, what it says, the production system is concerned with the capacity, location, layout, product, service design, work system, degree of automation, very important. Whether we'll do the work manually or we'll make use of machines. Extent of vertical integration and similar. Vertical integration should you know very well. Huh? Whether we'll do every part of making the car or we'll get the work outsourced. What it says, students, operation capability of the firm, its ability to implement strategies. Example, production strategy, make or buy strategy for components. And what is operational planning, students? Your strategies are concerned with aggregate production planning, material, supply, inventory, cost, all these things. Example, student operation strategies seek to ensure that the resources are efficiently utilized and the day-to-day operations are carried out in the light of the long term. Example, quality assurance, just in time, preventive maintenance. You know what is just in time? Just in time, beta? Toyota company uses that. What it says, Toyota company would say, we will not manufacture everything. We have given the order to people to manufacture every particular spare part that a company wants. So there are people who make spare parts. There are people who will assemble the spare parts. There are people who will make the car ready. There are people who will advertise for the car. And what Toyota is doing, Toyota is just as a middleman, inspecting that everything is going on properly. That's a part of what come on operational planning. That was third strategy. Now the most important is logistics, fourth one, and supply chain management. Now kindly pay attention. There is a case study on logistics. Today I just saw the question paper. One of you please tell me now how will I explain logistics? Chalo bolo. Amrutesh, where is Amrutesh? Video should be on, I don't understand why. Chalo, Shashchak. Hey, bol rahe. Shashchak, what is logistics? Some idea? Unmute yourself. Ever heard of logistics? Amida, can you explain? Arre, don't stare at me so badly. Tell me the meaning. What is logistics? What is supply chain management? Otherwise, Niyati is ready. She'll answer in 2 minutes. Ritika, bol beta. Logistics. Unmute yourself. रितिका तू बात कर सकती है? अरे वाह, वेरी गुड. मेरे को तो लगा हाँ चल बोल. टेल मी. अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ बेटा. नहीं बोलेगी. बेटा I've unmuted you ना. हाँ.
Logistics involves getting everything in place, like they check that everything is done in the right order.
Okay, everything is in the right order. Okay.
Yeah, they check from like the start till the end how it's functioning, and they assemble like all the parts.
Assembling all the parts. Okay, good. Anyone else, please? I'm not saying she's wrong, but beta, bolo Sukumar, bol beta. Tell me. Unmute yourself. Yeah, please. Hey, unmute. Yeah.
Logistics is nothing but transportation or delivery of goods, sir.
Transportation or delivery of goods. Okay, good. Very good. Better.
And
Bolo, bolo.
supply chain is nothing but like a group of people. The relationship between suppliers, manufacturers. So basically the chain of people, sir.
Chain of people. Okay.
Yes.
Niyati, beta, you want to say something? Good, good.
So logistic means it's a where all activities are integrated to ensure that activities or like it takes place at right place to right consumers.
हाँ फिर आगे क्या हुआ रितिका कहाँ चली गई चलो चलो पंकुर्ति प्रकृति प्रकृति you will tell beta logistics चलो ठीक है I'll tell pay attention anyway good try very good दीक्षित किधर भाग जाता है पागल घड़ी घड़ी अमृतेश खाने को चला जाता किधर ना किधर listen now please pay attention see logistics beta I'll explain kindly pay attention then we'll come to supply chain management understand it is said logistic is that management function which is concerned with integrating the flow of supplies. I repeat, it is that management function which is concerned with integrating the flow of supplies into, through, and out of the organization. So it's concerned with integrating the flow of supplies into, through, and out of the organization so that the right, as she was trying to say, material is available at the right place, in the right quantity, the right quality, and at the right price. So what is all that I'm talking about, students? Please spell. See, when I say this, I mean this. Logistics is a management function which integrates the flow of supplies into. So what flow of supplies I'm telling that it should come into? Here, but I'm saying that raw material is to be coming in the factory. Then the raw material has to be converted into finished goods. So flow of supply that integrates into, through, and out of the organization. So finished goods has to move out of the organization so that the right material, like in the initial stage, student in the factory, what you needed? Raw material. Acha, production mein there are different stages which are there. Na? So if there are different stages in production, student, then what happens? Every stage should get what it needs to get for the processing work to be done. So which are raw material, work in progress, semi-finished good, finished good. In the factory, all those things should be made available to the next particular person doing the function. And then finished goods to whom? To the customers. So the right material, right place, right quantity, right quality at the right price. All this in a nutshell, I can say, students, logistics is actually transportation. Logistics is actually concerned with transportation of what? Come on. Raw material from the manufacturer. So it's concerned with transporting the goods from the manufacturer of raw material to the, Niyati bolo, to the beta kya? Consumer of finished goods. So idea is this. Take the raw material, ensure that it gets converted into finished goods. Then, bacha, once the finished good is ready, ensure that it reaches to the customer. So please, here the important thing I'm talking all about this, what about transportation. Now, in today's context, students, logistics is very important. I'll tell you why. And this is something that I was listening to the news. You know, beta, in our country today, there are two vaccines that are available, Covishield and Covaxin. Now, your parents must have taken that, Niyati. Sukumar liya ki unhone jab liya na. So most of us in Bombay are given what, students? We are given Covishield. Covishield is from that company Serum Institute. Please pay attention. I'm telling you the importance of logistics. You know, some time back, most of the states were saying, sir, the vaccines are getting over. Some hospitals, what they did, the patients, when they came for the jab, they sent them back. No, we don't have vaccines with us. Okay. Now, Maharashtra ka example is what, yesterday when report came, it said, Maharashtra mein Modi government had given to the Mumbai authorities, Maharashtra mein, it seems, 1 crore vaccines. Right? But students, vaccines were given to only 90 lakh people. 10 lakh people, students could have been given, but this particular vaccines got spoiled. Reason is what? You're supposed to keep those vaccines in a refrigerated condition. And once you take out from that particular refrigerated place where you have kept, you're supposed to use it in 4 hours. Otherwise, it gets spoiled. They did not use it in 4 hours. And Government of India student yesterday got a bill. You know what bill? 85 crore rupees on account of the vaccines that got wasted. This is India. On one hand, you cry that people are not getting vaccines. On the other hand, you have the vaccines. But imagine the government policies are what? First, they said vaccines are only for people who are above 60 years old. So, buddhe log nahi aayenge beta. Elderly people did not come most of the times. So, vaccines were getting what spoiled. And bacha, imagine we had to throw it now. Pagal. Then they say 45 plus will start. You know, there's a person, I was reading his article, he said, sir, if like this in a 1 month time, 85 crore rupees loss we have to incur. You should vaccinate everyone possible. Bombay mein bacha, Maharashtra mein, children are getting infected. And here we are coming with a policy. Modi. 45 plus. Arey Buddha, kya 45 plus? 40-year people are getting infected, students, children are getting infected. And in my country, 10 lakh of vaccines are getting wasted. So what policy we should have? Vaccinate any person who comes. So bachat, imagine na, you have to make proper transportation, make proper policy. Then it will be proper, students. Then that linking will happen in a proper manner. Otherwise, I'm sorry, it's a wasteful exercise. Logistic. So if a question is asked logistic, beta, I'm not interested in any nonsense that's given in the book. I'm only interested in this part. What it says, it's a management function that integrates the flow of supplies into through and out of the organ. Right material, logistics. Now the question comes, what is supply chain management? Pay attention. You know, as time progressed, people thought logistics is good, but it is incomplete. So might as well enhance the use, the application of logistics. And that enhancement was brought in the form of supply chain management. And what is supply chain management? I'm writing something. Please, you can note down this, beta, very important. It is said supply chain management is something that is concerned with procure, pay attention, make, move, store, sell, service. So supply chain management is actually concerned with what? See the students, I've written 6 things over here. Procure, make, move, store, sell, service. So if a question is asked, where is logistics over here? Movement is students, logistics. And this all what I've written, students, come on fast. This is supply chain management. So supply chain management is a wider process. And it includes what? Logistics. So please do one thing. But it's not given like this in your notes. Note down this particular definition first and then this definition. So start, likh rahe. Write this logistics and supply chain management. Write this part also. Supply chain management is concerned with what? Come on, procure, make, move, store, sell, service. In all these things, come on, where is what? Tell me. Where is logistics? Logistics is only concerned with what? Come on, tell me. Logistics just concerned with movement. Okay. Now, please pay attention. But if a question is asked on supply chain management, so what we are supposed to explain in that? We are supposed to explain all these things. Procure, make, move, store, sell, service. Now, here student, procure means what? Procuring raw material. In the past, I told you all, we used to sell what we used to make. Today, we have to sell what the customer wants to buy. So, beta, what the customer wants to buy, find out that, and the best thing is what? Buy the raw material as per the goods that we'll make, which he likes it. So, procurement, we are talking about procurement of raw material. Ensure that the raw material, it's the same thing. You're getting raw material, come on, fast. Right place, quantity, quality, price, and time. Right now. So, beta, that is what is needed. Raw material, I also write at times, students. If you want, you can get raw material from students, outsource other countries. Why? Raw material will be cheaper in China. So that work you can do. Make is what? Come on, student, manufacturing. So manufacturing decision you have to take. Then automation decision you have to take. Then also you have to decide upon what most important. Should I manufacture, or that work also I should outsource? Very important. Why outsource? Yes, today a company has made a name for itself. And imagine if it has made a name for itself, student, then most of the things that it wants, it can get it made from someone else. I think in one of my lectures I told you, listen, in India there is a company by the name Bombay Dyeing. Remember, Bombay Dyeing belongs to whom? Come on, Nestle Vadia. And for your information, Bombay Dyeing doesn't have a factory to manufacture cloth, but they sell cloth in the market in the name of Bombay Dyeing. The brand name is there. What they do, they buy the product from this particular market in Bhiwandi. Raymond's example I had given, student. Raymond had one textile mill that used to make only fabric for pant and suit. But Raymond gives that Park Avenue shirts also. Raymond sells fabric also. What? How? They buy it from some other place. So procure. So when I say, bacha, that work also can be outsourced to someone else. Move, logistics, store. Why? You manufacture the product, now there is no demand. So, bacha, today tell me the demand is less than supply. For that time, store. Then marketing and then service. Service over here would mean what? Come on, I've sold an air conditioner. Now, air conditioner, bacha, may not be using it in the winter season. Summer will use. And imagine summer we start using Daikin, big name, and then if they don't give service, you don't feel like buying it again. So that comes the next point, service. In this, there are some other points that you need to know, Vita. What are the other points? Pay attention. Other points could be, pay attention, it's like this, students. In supply chain management, you have to take some decisions. What are the decisions you need to take? About product development. Product development means what? I said in the beginning purposely, why? I have to sell the product which not I want to sell, but what the customer wants to buy. एक छोटा सा example, student, one case study I was reading. Listen, you know, a company said we are selling glucose biscuit and people like that biscuit. Great. Now, glucose biscuit, you know, student, are sold in India by the company Britannia also, Parle also. So, bacha, both the companies are selling. Now, people in my country take that Britannia biscuit and have a tea. So, most of the time we have seen people dip that biscuit in the tea. They dip that biscuit in the tea, bacha, and the best part is what? Glucose biscuit. So, that's all glucose, sugar. And the tea is also with sugar. So you dip that, you eat that biscuit, the first glucose is going, then sugar is going, and then diabetes comes out. And the result is soon India became the diabetes capital of the world. Understand? So Britannia company students, Parle company were told, sir, glucose biscuit is like what? Zahar, poison for us. Why? Sir, glucose biscuit means sugar, sugar tea, glucose biscuit, it aggravates the problem. So, bacha, what this company did, they say no. We should come out with a biscuit which does not have that much of sugar. Then, bacha, these companies came out with a Marie biscuit. Now, Marie biscuit, bacha, is horrible. I'm sorry, but I don't like it at all. Shashak may be liking it. Shashak, you like that Marie biscuit? नहीं ना चल sensible है हाँ Marie biscuit is horrible but there are some people they love to eat Marie biscuit. Now Marie I don't like. Glucose biscuit we are not allowed to eat. The other biscuit which is the students that chocolate biscuit that we like but in my family they don't give me because I'm highly diabetic. I have to take insulin injection every day morning. So what to do for people like us? Our grandparents were there, they used to get upset when we used to give them Marie biscuit to eat. Glucose, they'll be happy, but then they say, Girish, nahi rahe. It is good to eat, but then it is problematic. So, kya kare? Then, bacha, this one particular company from Bangalore, they said, we develop a biscuit which is made up of oatmeal. This biscuit that they made was having less of sugar. And this particular company I'm saying is by the name Unibic. Niyati khaye biscuit iska Unibic ka oatmeal biscuit. First is student less of sugar. Second, it is soft. And the best part is what? It is not made up of what? Glucose or maida. It is made up of oatmeal. So, bacha, digestive biscuit is. So product development, ask the customer what they want. Beta, I think I did tell you in the morning batch I told, Bajaj scooter was very good. They had 3 models, Bajaj Super, Priya and Chetan. Excellent product. But then soon Honda found a fault in that. What fault? Gears we have to change. What fault? We have to start the scooter. Now Honda came in the market. So Niyati was asked, what is the problem? Niyati says, sir, again and again I have to fill petrol. Oh, So, bacha, what Bajaj has done, you know, na? Bajaj introduced the scooter Bajaj Super. Just introduced students. And this scooter they have introduced at what price? Yeah, electric scooter. And better that scooter is introduced for 1,15,000 rupees. And you'll be shocked, student, in 2 days, whatever stock they wanted to sell is booked also. This is what you're supposed to. Please find out from the customer. Customer today doesn't want to spend 20, 30 lakh of rupees. But they say at the price of 10 lakh rupees, we want a SUV. Oh, SUV. SUV, student, Mercedes would cost 1 crore, 1.5 crore. And Audi would cost 80 lakhs. And there's an Indian customer, Marwadi Bolega, I want to pay 10 lakh rupees and get a SUV. So Maruti company came to the Vitara Brezza. Obviously, 10 lakh pe itna hi milega. They gave na. Tata came with the Tata Nexon. Idea is what students in my country, Bombay at least students, speed breakers are as big as mountains. And if you take a car, let us say a Honda car, the ground clearance is very less, small over there. And if I ride on those cars, every time student passing through the speed breakers, it gets dashed on the particular speed breaker. So maybe SUVs are in demand. You give to the customer things according to their demand. That also is a part of what comes supply chain management. Give to the customer things that they want. Don't what you want to sell. We'll read this, students, pay attention. Logistics, it's a process which integrates the flow of supplies into, through, and out of the organization. Objective is to ensure that the right material available in the right place, right time, right quality, at the right cost. So, beta, remember, logistics is just concerned with our transportation. Now, what are the issues to be addressed in the logistics strategy? Source of raw material and components. So, when I say into, what we are trying to bring into the factory, raw material. So, source of raw material components, number of manufacturing locations in the products manufactured. Sometimes a company has 5-6 goods that they manufacture at different places. So they should know where are all these things manufactured. Modes of transportation used for various material and components. Nature of material handling equipments used, students. Nature of distribution facility, method of deploying inventory, and ownership of transport of vehicles. So better see, all it boils down to transport. Okay, Shashak, samajh mein aa raha hai ki nahi? So everything is concerned with what? One, transport. Now look at what it says. Advantages of the strong logistics strategy. There will be cost saving, improved delivery time. Customers are reducing. Reduced inventory means what? You need not keep stock of the raw material with yourself. Whenever you want, you buy it and use it. Smooth production, schedule, and competitive advantage. What does supply chain management come and tell me? Supply chain refers to linkage between suppliers, manufacturers, and customers. So, beta, supplier, manufacturer, and customer. There's a lot in this. Remember the points that I said: procure, make, move, store, sell, and service. That is basically what is needed. This is easy, not that difficult that I'm asking you. You can go through that. What is important you need to remember, bacha, in supply chain management is important aspects in implementing supply chain management is product development, procure, manufacture, physical distribution, outsourcing, customer service, and performance measurement. This is easy. Let's understand. Shashak, samajh mein aa raha hai ki nahi? Understanding? So, first point, what did I say? Tell me. What the first point? Product development. I just now explained. How will you write? First, students, you are making goods for the customers. So ask the customers what they want. Make the goods as per the requirement of the customer. Please understand. this person, students, near a house, this now so we don't have access, but students, natural ice cream, near the khaya kabhi, natural ice cream, natural, na? Very nice. So, bacha, we go and have the choco chips over there. Very nice. Now, sometime back, my wife said, Girish, I want to have kya bola? Vanilla ice cream with the mango on that. So I asked this particular person how you started this and why you started. Well, sir, there are many customers who come and say, you prepare mango ice cream. So, sir, mango ice cream is not prepared till yet. But then we give mango with the vanilla ice cream and we give it to the customers. Children's, when they come, choco chips. Acha, people like you come who are diabetic, we give them anjeer. Anjeer, eh, Ritika khate ki nahi? Ki kha ke hai abhi? Kehne ka matlab beta very simple. See, different people bacha have different taste. I'll put it like this: you 4 people in a family go to a restaurant. Like my family, we 3 people go to a restaurant. Once I did the stupidity of ordering for everyone, all 3 of us. Both got very angry on me. Why? Well, why, beta? Papa, you eat that paneer ka sabji and all that stuff. Buddha ho gaya. Arey, my God, why? I want to have what? I want to have pasta, pizza. Arey. My wife would say, I want to have something else. So different people, different taste, different requirement, different expectations. So how can you have one uniform product for every customer? Nahi na. So those particular people who are with specific taste, Titan company will say, this is a young boy, young girl. They want a particular watch, which is what? Like a fast track watch. Then this Marwadi wants to show he's very rich. So we'll give him what? A Nebula watch. This auntie wants to show that she's very rich. We'll give her a Nebula gold. Not only that watch gold, but even the belt which is there now, that is also metallic gold watch. So customers are different. The requirements are different. We have to give them products as per their requirements. When we go out, students, to have a sandwich, I will have a normal vegetable sandwich. My son would say, Baba, please, you have. I want a grilled sandwich. To kha. My wife would say, I don't want to have sandwich, I will have a pani puri. So, but your taste is different. Now, how you can give everyone same? So, first thing, it starts with product development. And for that, whom to ask? Ask the customer what he wants. Na? Customers told us, sir, we have to fill petrol. We need a particular scooter that will run for 500 kilometers and we may charge once. So Bajaj is ready. But Bajaj will now add one more feature. Imagine Ritika is riding the scooter and she doesn't park properly. Or maybe she can balance properly. Example, beta to acha balance karte. I'm just giving an example. So what Ritika company is coming with a scooter which is self-balancing scooter. Self-balancing scooter ka matlab kya? Now Ritika will ride that particular scooter keeping both the legs on the handle. Hey, Ritika ki sawari aa gayi. Matlab bacha, self-balancing scooter. See, so they find what are the requirements and they give. I think I did tell you, students, today in Dubai I had seen there are self-driving cars. Ooh. Self-driving car ka matlab bacha, there is no need for a driver. You just give the command to Google and Google will take you where you want to go. If that is happening, student, why it is happening like that? Simple, because the customer wants it. We shake students, stop what nonsense we don't know and what decisions they take in the car. They don't want, the driver should be privy to that information. So, self-driving cars. Achha, the other day, Anand Mahindra said, I can introduce those cars in India, but Ratan Tata, don't say. If such cars come in India, where the drivers will go? Drivers will lose their job. India is what? Labor abundant. Beta, barabar hai ki nahi? So, I will have to consider my country's requirements, expectation of the people and develop products accordingly. See? Customers and suppliers must work together in the product development process. You should be very clear what you want. And when the product comes, appreciate it. Most of the time, students, there are some Indians, I'm sorry, they always find fault in everything. You know? Always they have a fault. I said, no, marriage, they come and eat something and bloody these people will, old people say, you know, that gulab jamun is very sweet. So बुड्ढे तेरे को नमक डाल के देगा अंदर. Ice cream is very cold. पागल लगते ना. Shashak, you feel like sitting on those old people ना. Gulab jamun will be sweet only na. Re Raja, right na. Then cold drink is cold. So तेरे को boil करके देगा बुड्ढे. Some kind of people are there, and a family also there are some people. They'll always find fault. You know, my son, they'll say, "Hey, कितना गोरा गोरा हो गया रे मोटा." अरे गोरा गोरा हो गया तो क्या बुढ़ी क्या बोलना चाहती है? You getting a point? So they have a problem with everything. You know? चलो जाने दो. If the partners have knowledge of all in supply chain, it will help in shortening the life cycle. Yes. If I come to know what the customer wants, then I'll be able to deliver the goods to them faster, better. His want gets satisfied, I get money. It's a mutual beneficial thing for both the parties. Products are developed and launched in shorter time and help organization to remain competitive. Yes. So customers, students should be taken into confidence. Ask them, give them the goods as per the requirement, and have a proper students every time. The feedback from the customer, satisfied like that. Procure what? Raw material, beta. See, careful resource planning, quality issues, identifying sources, negotiations, order placement, inbound transportation, and storage. So all these things are. I said, bacha, in my lecture, raw material when I want, I have so many things that I need to consider. Quality, price, quantity. I'm manufacturing in India, 136 crore people. So I want good quantity, regular supply. If someone is giving me, fine. Then whether I have the process, students, what come on, to procure that, to store that, I have to ensure it. Organizations have to coordinate with suppliers in scheduling without interruptions. Suppliers are involved in planning the manufacturing process. Manufacturing. Okay, why did I buy the raw material? To process it, to manufacture, to create utility. So see, flexible manufacturing process must be in place to respond to market changes. Meaning what, Shreya? What is flexible? I'm manufacturing, let us say, a Maruti car. Is it that I'm manufacturing in one place? No. I may be having different plants. I'm making a particular medicine. Is it I'm making it one place? For your information, students, I'll tell you. See, today, 1 year has passed. And don't get me wrong, students. We've got frustrated by it. 1 year sitting at home is very difficult. Every time, bloody, you are in front of the television, watching that same Suryavanshi movie. Again and again, that Amitabh Bachchan comes and same dialogue. Now, even dialogues we remember. Sometimes, shouldn't we watch that television show in Hindi? It comes up, Crime Patrol. So you find everywhere there is crime going on. And in the evening, if you listen to Arnab Goswami, you get more mad. You know how he shouts, catch, and 1 year it is happening. You know what decision is taken? Listen. Government of India was told, कि sir, Bombay में 8,000, 10,000 cases are coming. After almost 30, 40 lakh people have been vaccinated, then this is the case. And then a second vaccine has to be given. Serum Institute sends the vials from Pune. 4 hours where students, if we don't use it, it gets wasted. So please allow what? In Bombay, there is a place, Hafkin. Big area they have. Let us manufacture that vaccine over there so that at least in Bombay, Mumbai area, we can give the product from that place. So, bacha, there are multiple facilities which are there. And please, these examples should be a part of your answer. See, flexible manufacturing process must be in place to respond to market changes. Not only process, students, place also. They should be adaptive to accommodate customization and changes in taste and preferences. Manufacturing should be done on the basis of just in time. Just in time should Toyota company, na? And minimum lot size. Minimum lot size. Why minimum lot sizes? Chalo, listen. Pay attention. One company, Honda, says we made a car, Honda Amaze. Wow, very good. Honda Amaze car we made, and then we realized, students, what? There is some problem in its brake. Oh, now what? Now, bacha, Honda Amaze, what they made, there is a problem in the brake, etc. You know what will happen? They have to tell all the Honda Amaze owners, give your cars to us, we'll repair, and then students will give you, with the repairing thing done, give the car back to you. How many cars you have made? 10 lakhs. Maro abhi. 10 lakh car you have to repair again and give. Sala, isse to acha, you should have made what? 20,000 car. Eh? So small lot sizes. You got the point? Indica car was made in the beginning now. We were very happy. India's car, Indica. But that car had a problem in the fan belt. So Ratan Tata was very happy to make a car. We made the first Indian car, Indica. Hey, uncle, how many car? He said, I have made 1 lakh car. And all 1 lakh car, there was a problem in the fan belt. Now call back all, but it adds to your cost now. Kharcha hota na. You have to pay to the people. Then the people who have the car, they first will get angry. Pagal, kya gaadi banaya? Auto rickshaw lagta hai, you know? And we are Indians, bacha. We pay some money, we don't get good, we'll criticize the full family. I'm right. The result is what, students? Result is profitability gets affected. So better small size, small lots. Some problem, correct. Next lot is perfect bed. We've changed on that. Changes in the manufacturing process can be made to reduce manufacturing cycle. Physical distribution, students, is logistics. See, availability of the product at the right place at the right time is important for each channel participant. Through physical distribution process, serving the customer becomes integral part of market. It's easy. Outsourcing. Here, outsourcing shouldn't be very clear now what outsourcing this says. Manufacturing may some particular work that we were supposed to do, we feel the other can do properly, so we outsource. But here outsourcing means what? You please do that work which you can do properly. Rest of the work you outsource. Example number 1. There is this office over here, Deloitte. 4,000 people are working over there. 4,000 means what? They have 2 floors. 4,000 people working. Now understand what I'm saying, students. These boys, girls, some of them I know, students, they were my students. So when I go for morning walk, they meet me. One student, while the evening walk I was coming, I said, Arey Prashant, kya re? Bolta, sir, very difficult to become a CA and then life becomes more difficult. You know why? Plus, sir, since morning I have not had anything. I go to the canteen and eat something, I become sick. Plus, sir, you have once idli over here. You will not be able to cut that idli only. It is so hard. Oh my God. Then, sir, you have a cup of tea. You vomit at the same time. Food is horrible. Bola, chapati that they give that maide ka roti. You have to literally fight to turn into, they make small pieces and eat. Now we just imagine Deloitte company, CFO, they themselves look after the canteen. Pagal hai na sir. So what they did some time back, there is a Sardar who has a very big restaurant over here. They asked, hey, your food is very good. Sardar is very happy. Bola, you will make food for us. Bola, I'm sitting for that only. So aaja fir. Now what the Sardar is doing? Sardar is managing the canteen over there. Hey, done. You got the point? Outsource. They are not here to make idli and tea, man. Let the other person make. You give them aloo ka paratha. Kha sale, kaam kar barabar. The toilets are there, housekeeping, chartered accountants will do that. No, outsource the work. So what is not our work? Why the hell are we doing? Cleaning the office, what? That is what we'll do. Arey nahi re. Give the entire work to some housekeeping department. You concentrate on your work. So that is what outsourcing. Customer service, students, I said. You sell a particular product, AC, television, electronic products, cars. It's not that your work ends once you've sold the goods. You want the customer should become a regular customer, no? Then give him service properly. Customer service. Outsourcing, it says, it's not limited to the procurement of materials and components, but also include outsourcing of services. Remember, you can write over there, students, canteen, housekeeping work. The company will be able to focus on those activities where it has competency, and everything else will be outsourced. Customer service, I said, students, selling goods, and then if it requires some services, please provide that. And most important, when you give some services, when you sell some product, ask the opinion of the people. How was the product, sir? Did you enjoy using the product? I have an account in some particular bank, students. If I call them, they give me some particular information. Then I immediately get a message. How was the interaction of an employee with you? Are you satisfied? Why? Because at today's time, intense cutthroat competition. They don't want to leave any customer. They want to retain as many customers. So, performance measurement. See, there's a strong relationship between the supplier, customer, and organization. Supply capabilities and customer relationship can be correlated with the firm's performance. Performance is measured in different parameters such as cost, customer. So this was, student, all about supply chain logistics, and this is the distinguish also we have given. You can just go through the distinguishments. One point you can see is logistics narrow, supply chain broader. So logistics focuses on distribution and transportation, on effectiveness and customer service. So logistics is a part of it, it includes that. And then you please go through it. Logistical management generally includes the management of inbound, outbound goods, transportation, warehousing, handling. Supply chain includes what? All activities of logistics and also closely working with suppliers and customers to ensure smooth operations and customer satisfaction. Then it is related to planning, implementing, controlling the movement and storage of goods, services, and related information within the point of origin, point of consumption. Here, it's a tool of business transformation and involves delivering the right product at the right time. So to make the customer happy, bacha, is something that supply chain management looks at. Delivering the products to different people at different points of time, in different stages of production, what? Logistics. Any doubts over here, please? Beta, be very clear. This chapter, the previous chapter and the previous chapter, 4th, 5th, and 6th chapter, they would ask question of approximately 20-22 marks. So I think we have learned a lot in this chapter. Still, there are 2-3 strategies remaining. We'll do it tomorrow. I'll give a break for 5 minutes. I'll come back in 5 minutes. Any doubts, please ask. Yes, please. Any doubts? Let me know. Chapati will be like rubber. Huh? Yes, yes. Sukumar, any doubts, beta? Tell me. Come on, unmute yourself. Anyone having a doubt, please ask me fast. Yeah, tell him, Sukumar. Suku. Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, not related to the subject,
Uh,
related to trading and stock market, sir.
tell me.
Sir, what are the tips or suggestions would you give to a early trainer, or like which sector to invest?
Which sector? FMCG.
Sector.
FMCG.
Uh-huh.
Fast moving consumer goods.
Uh,
In our country today, cement, steel,
uh,
right? Electricity companies, government companies, they give very good dividend.
uh,
And best is start applying in the new issues which are there.
okay, IPO, sir.
IPOs, their risk is less. From the share market, if you buy today, the rates are very high, beta.
Sir.
Maybe now, once you start earning money on your own, then you can take risk. Now your dad's money, na? So you'll get angry if you take risk.
Sir. That's
Okay.
it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Arshita, bolo, कोई doubt है बेटा? Tell me, unmute yourself. Unmute, come, बोल बच्चा, बोल.
Yes, sir. Sir, I hardly know anything about, trading in stock market. Like I've never tried, or I was least interested these days, but since attending this class, so the curiosity is actually increasing. So I actually wanted to know the company, like it issues shares of like say 10 rupees or something, and then the market price goes high. So how will that benefit the company? Like supposing you said MRFK shares are worth 90,000 rupees.
बेटा, the thing is,
So
price, company को benefit क्या होगा? Company is a entity which has no life.
yeah, so company को तो सिर्फ 10 रुपए ही मिलते हैं ना?
Company को पैसा मिल गया बेटा. Now company has made so much of profit over the years, na? Company is having assets so much, and these shares are in high demand. So it's all demand and supply.
Okay, so that increase in price will just give
Increases
kind
the
of
price.
goodwill to the company.
Yeah, goodwill to the company. Company gives very good dividend at times. That is why price rises. Sometimes the company has very good reserves and surplus. They use MRF tire. Demand of tires is very good. Tire industry is doing better. Company is having good amount of profit. They don't give profit to the people. They keep it with themselves. So company is financially very strong. So share price rises, but it's like that.
And this like 50% dividend now, it will be on the market price of the shares.
No, it is on the face value.
No, on the 10 rupees
10
only.
rupees, yeah.
Okay, sir.
If you want
Got
to
it, sir. Thank you.
on the market value, beta, it is dividend yield. That is
Okay.
dividend yield. Dividend yield is
Okay.
less. On the market
Okay, sir.
price,
Got it,
dividend
sir.
rates comes to you. Okay? So bye everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye.